It is now time for us to listen to Stephen Chew, who is from the DEJIAO faith. Stephen Chew, born in multicultural Malaysia and shaped by diverse faiths and traditions, is a DEJIAO practitioner guided by the 10 virtues and 8 precepts. As co-founder and president of Z Cheng Ko Moral Uplifting Society, he transformed it into a center of interfaith and interracial understanding. Please join me in welcoming Stephen.
Thank you. Thank you, Kama, for the kind words and introduction. Just in case we don't understand, DEJIAO means teaching of virtue, virtue which in all religion. So it's DEJIAO means teaching of virtue. So that's the starting point. I want to thank Monash Interfaith Gathering for offering this opportunity to share my story, my background, and my journey. I'm one of the oldest migrants I have. I'm here for 52 years. So I'm sharing my perspective, the life which I gone through. Firstly, I grew up in the Malaysian town center, lined up with two stories, Chinese and Indian shop, called shops, right? Two-story shop, Chinese and Indian. At one end of the street, we have the Islamic mosque there, and behind it, there's a Chinese Christian church. And after that, there is a Hindu temple. And next to it, there's a Gurdwara, I think, the Sikh temple. On the other hand, on the other side of my street is the Catholic church and a Catholic convent. And further down the street, right, we have a heritage listed Buddhist temple. So in such a small corner of the world, we got faith, culture, live side by side. And of course, during every dawn, we are waken up by call to prayer by our Islamic faith. So in a world which has got so many religions accustomed to different faith, different custom, interfaith, interracial understanding is part of my DNA. All right. Now, every morning, breakfast, every morning we can wake up for Chinese rice porridge, noodles, bun, and then the next stop is Malay nasi lemak. I'm not sure you understand what nasi lemak is. And then we got Indian mee goreng, dosa with dal, right? And then, strangely enough, we got a Sri Lankan shop, a bread shop next to us. And we have Sri Lankan bread and sardine roll. So we have multicultural food to test, to tempt your palates. And festival. During Diwali, our neighbor will bring Indian sweet, dosa, and with dal. And our Chinese New Year, our neighbor will come to our place. Remember, we are shop houses, so we're next to each other, because downstairs is business, upstairs is family. So we all live, the family all together. So Chinese New Year, we have mandarin or orange, and we have what we call peanuts, because we like to open up those peanuts. And we have a drink which called green spot. I'm not sure you people are old enough to go to the green spot, which is an orange drink. And we have fizzy drink. That is Chinese New Year, right? And Christmas meant gift from the Chinese church, where biscuit and sweet were given out. And of course, I think most likely is iftar, right? We'll go to the mosque and wash our hands, and we get the food hand out from the mosque. So a life full of diversity, full of this experience, right? Of course, at times, we always look forward to the Hindu chariot parade, where a parade where the chariot is drawn by an elephant, and the priest was up in the car above, preaching, blessing, and of course we got a lot of coconut broken. I didn't understand all that, but that's what I experienced when I was young. Right? That's what I experienced. So, when I was my teenage, we bond in the soccer pitch, right? We call it football back in our country. Yeah, our football is soccer, not the football here. We formed the Chinese team, and then our Muslim brother formed a team called Jumaat. I think it's Friday in Islam. Of course, our Hindu friends, they will call their team, guess what? Gandhiji. What do you expect? You expect that. And we were fierce on the field, friends of it. And of course, I played cricket with my Sikh friend, an Indian, because they are good in cricket. I just learned cricket. And after the game, occasionally, we go to Guara, Holanda. So you just imagine my experiences, what it made me to be. Then, at home, my mother will be guiding me through Chinese Confucian teaching called 人之初，性本善，情性相近，习相远. Meaning that all people are born with goodness. It is the environments, it is the habit which make them apart. So we are basically good people. It's the environment, circumstances, forces us. I didn't know all that when I was young. I didn't understand what that is. Right? Until now, I realize that is the first introduction to Confucianism taught to me. That's where I learned Confucianism. And that is very heart of DEJIAO. DEJIAO is virtue. Virtue is part of teaching of Confucianism. And then, my journey then brought me to Australia as a poor student. My beloved mother sent money across to me. But she didn't realize after conversion it's only $1 a day. She didn't understand that in those days. Just to survive, I relied on books. I relied on my feet. I played soccer. My soccer skill is so good it earns me $15 a week. Right? Think about almost 50 years ago. $15 a week, that's enough for covering my living expenses. Right? Not only that, during my classes, I work for free in a hamburger joint, right? we make hamburger. What for free lunch and occasional free dinner. That is my life when I was a student. Right. I brought up with a Greek family because in those days the Greeks was in the Hawthorne, where the posh area where all the new immigrants come. I brought it with them, and it was so incredible, the generosity, because being who I was, occasionally I couldn't afford to pay rent, and they would extend the rent, and I could share their food. I share their food, they extend the rent until holiday time when I go to work in the factory, then I'll pay the rent. It's such generosity, right? Imagine those are the days, those are the background which I come from. So, I become an honorary Greek. I even learned Greek to be part of the family because they didn't speak much English. I had to learn Greek. I used to be able to speak Greek. And as I say, I could do Greek dancing. I could speak Greek. I could say, oh, Greek dancer. Well, when I was young, not now. Right? And I love souvlaki. And in Greek Easter, we have souvlaki, which is roast lamb. And I made it myself as well. I could make souvlaki myself. When I look at camera, I'm saying I'm stretching. Later, when I graduated, I remember those kindness. Right? I paid forward. I volunteer in the Vietnamese community. At that time, they called the boat people. I do their text, I translate for them, and help them to settle.